All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So, although we've been
can buy
talking
them
about
at lunch.
copyright, and ownership and being able to stop people, there's also the idea of what's called fair use doctrine, which still allows you to use other people's copyright for certain what they call fair usage, right? And what they're trying to do here is balance the various interests, right? First Amendment, free speech, right? You don't want someone to be able to, not be able to give politically important or just something that's very important to be able to stop them because, oh, whoa, that's my copyright. You can't say that, right? So it's kind of balancing all these things. So with that in mind, the law does allow you to technically, quote unquote, violate someone else's copyright if it basically is important enough to do so. So,
This is important.
for example, you can violate someone's copyright for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research.
We actually had to do. I actually had to talk to my media my editor about that because it was like I wanted to do a documentary and I wanted to use like clips from like other things and I was talking to him like, can I make like a whole video with just using clips and stuff like that? And he's like basically you can like you can make a whole like movie like explaining, with a plot and everything with it. It's using clips as long as you reference them or something. Or something, I forgot what he said.
Not necessarily. Don't all think that just because I gave, I reference them or I put whoever, that it automatically thinks you can go ahead and use that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There is like, and this is really, really tricky. And if you see here, I say it's risky because this isn't necessarily a full-on protection. It's only a defense, right? So it's not like it's a sword. It's more like a shield only if someone's coming at you with, oh, you violated my copyright. And you're like, no, fair use. I was just trying to critique what it was that you were doing. Something like that. Go ahead.
Is an example of that teachers photocopying books and passing out to the students to read?
To some degree, yes, and to some degree, no. So certain things that what they'll look to, like the certain factors. So if you look there on the number 5, the V, commercial purpose, nature of the work, amount used, effect on the market, value effects of copyrighted work. So if your teacher is basically copywriting a whole book and you go to private school, probably not, you know what I mean? Because that is essentially stealing, right? They're getting, you pay for that education and they're taking all of that whole book, you're basically screwing whoever wrote that textbook. So that's not going to fly. If on the other hand, you go to public school and they, copyrighted one or they photocopied one page or something and it was strictly for educational purposes, then it becomes a whole different story, right? But this is really just, it's all a balancing act, you know what I mean? There is no clear always, oh, you're okay. Oh, you're all good. This just doesn't exist, right? And so that's why you never want to rely solely on, oh, it's fair use, I'm protected. Because it's tough, because you just don't know. No absolute rules, case-by-case basis. Another one is parody, right? Is fair use.
There's laws for that?
There's, so basically you can parody something, right? Because it's almost like free speech, right? They want you to be able to make fun of something like that.
Make scary movies and stuff like that. Scary movies.
Yeah, exactly. To some degree, right? You're making fun of all those other crazy movies, you know?
They don't pay them nothing for nothing at all.
They don't. I mean, it's just basically a joke on something else, and that's also so original in its own work that really, they're not truly copywriting.
What happens if they use like a signature, like something like a trademark that somebody has like copywritten? Like I don't know how to like say like, for instance, like
But that's the idea. If you're parodying it, like you could, like if you're, parodying United Roots Oakland, you could be like United Boots Oakland or something, and like you're obviously talking about United Roots, but you changed it so it's not using their trademark, their logo, right? So yeah, if you use their trademark, that's trademark infringement. So that's a whole nother thing.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, right away, if that's what you're doing, then you're already, blowing it. If you're actually using really what their logo is. You know what I mean?
But how? Okay, cause like, alright, say for instance, cause I seen like a commercial where like they was like making fun of like it was like some kind of cereal, right? And like they had like it was like they didn't have the like same name or something, but it was like a play on the name, like how you just did United Boots or whatever. But it's like the animal, like it was a toucan too, right? But it looked like the
Talking about
toucan.
off-brand cereal?
Like for Fruit Loops or whatever.
Yeah, but it like he was just like messed up or something. But it
Yeah,
looked like
and they like did something like Fruit Loopies or something like that.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then like
Yeah.
and he looked like he was like stressed out or something.
Yeah, and maybe who knows? They were like criticizing the amount of sugar in it or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I'm saying like with them altering, like I'm saying like the actual logo, like I'm saying.
Yeah,
like, that's not.
You can potentially do that. But what I'm saying is there's no clear answer.
So with Nike, I can really like parody
Still
Nike,
trying to get yes or
and
no.
then like get like
You
famous.
can
with
try,
it.
bro. That's
I can try.
That's the
I
point.
can try.
Yeah.
Deshaun versus Nike.
I would not.
I know. Versus Nike. I win.
All right. So now
There's a lot of contingencies,
Sprite might be in, like, Sprite t-shirt might be in the video, but it's blurred out. So what do you call that? Like, what's the legal
They
term?
don't have rights to use it.
no, essentially, right? They couldn't reproduce their logo,
That's why it's
so that's why it's blurred
Yeah,
out.
I know why, but like, what's like kind of like behind
Because they have a trademark in it, right? And let's say on the Kardashians or whatever, right? They always blur out the logos. The Ryan Seacrest, who produces all those things, he doesn't have the right to show that logo on there, so that's why he needs to blur that out. Otherwise, Pepsi or whoever logo that is could say, "Hey, you never got my permission to show my logo, and I have the rights to all that, which means I get to control how it's presented and what have you."
So it's like human tampering, like human like intuition, seeing a kid from the inner community, 300,000 views, rocking a Gatorade shirt, but like these people from Gatorade see it, but knowing like he's nobody, like.
That's usually what happens.
Free promo.
Probably.
Free promo. So
Yeah,
like, it's really just a human, like, oh.
To be honest with you, unless it's huge,
Yeah.
truth
Yeah, I
is
feel you,
Gatorade
yeah.
ain't worth Gatorade's time.
Yeah, well, it's not,
You know what I mean? What are they gonna do? Blur the T-shirt for some kid, and they're
Yeah.
just like whatever.
They're gonna come up
Yeah.
with the kid.
Even if his views are substantially up there and getting revenue from his views that they might know legally on some other channel, but
I don't think that's necessarily huge. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I think you made a perfect example by saying, Kardashian show or something like that.
That's huge.
You know, that's
Yeah.
big. YouTube shit is.
YouTube.
Yeah, and then if the company wants to benefit, if they think it's worth a partnership, then they can make an agreement to use it. Like some movies, they'll have a Budweiser or you'll see Hennessy, and they have an agreement. You know what I'm saying?
They'll
Like,
come. I don't mean to cut you off, but like huge companies will come. For you. Like if they feel like they can create a partnership. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's no different from like when you get like label deals and stuff like that. They come into not only because you attracting financial gain, should I say, but it's that partnership. Like, okay, this might be good for us. This might be good for our company. This might be good for Gatorade.
Or if they want you to stop at the same time, you can just blur it, and then you move on. You don't have to go to court or anything.
PeaceTones.